Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Hey you, welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
I'm wife.
And together we're reading the Bible.
Starting with Genesis and eventually ending with Revelations, we're working through every book and offering our atheist 2 cents.
Or shekels.
Yeah, those. We're asking questions and pointing out all the nonsense.
We aren't academics or scholars.
Nope. In fact, when it comes to religion, we really don't know anything at all.
What we've learned so far is that God's a dick.
Oh, he really is, isn't he? If you're interested in how we reached this startling conclusion, maybe start from episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in anywhere. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey wife, did you know that Anchor is sponsoring our show?
Really? Don't we use Anchor to distribute our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, and we are on just about every other platform available as well, thanks to them.
Why do we use Anchor as our podcasting service?
Well, they make editing and distributing our show a breeze.
What if one of our listeners wants to start their own podcast?
Then they should head over to anchor.fm or download the app to get started.
Awesome! You guys should go do that right now! Husband!
Wife!
What the fuck is this?
This is Monday, but we're doing a special episode where we're actually rebroadcasting our 50th episode that we did, where we had like a getting to know husband and wife type episode, because we've got a lot of new listeners.
We do.
We've got like a ton new listeners, and anybody that's picked up like as they like were coming through here, they've maybe missed that episode. So
that's fair.
And we're doing a week of special episodes, so I figured why not.
It was a good place to stick it.
It's a good place to stick this one.
Yeah.
Gives us a day off, kind of, other than this. And then, people can skip it if they've already heard it. So, gives them a day off too, maybe.
It's true. This is how much we love you.
Yeah, we're giving you a day off. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, if you haven't heard the episode before, stick around. And if you have heard it before, you can stick around too if you want, but you don't have to.
But you should talk to us on Twitter and let us know what you think.
Yeah, definitely.
Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember why we're doing this particular episode?
Yeah, actually I do.
What is it?
Well, this is our 50th episode.
It is.
And we kind of started our podcast like out of the blue, and we never really, other than like our 30-second or 1 minute, whatever the hell long it is, intro that we did, we never really explained why we're doing this, what we're doing, etc.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing today.
It is?
I mean, that's my understanding.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You are right. You are correct and good. So, why do we want to podcast at all? Like,
well, I think that's a selfish reason.
Yeah? What's your reason?
Well, we love talking about things.
We do. That's
And-
my reason. I just enjoy bouncing stuff off of you.
Yeah,
It's so
and
fun.
We actually did another podcast at one point it's no longer available to anybody out there, but we did something, it was called Side Hustle Kerfuffle.
Yeah. And it was about
Driving DoorDash and Uber. And we did it was really nice back and forth. So we enjoyed that a lot, and we just wanted to do something else. And one of the things that we end up talking about a lot just in our own time is religion and how it affects people and philosophy, and just, we live in a very religiously oriented town.
Yeah.
And it's very it affects our lives very much here. So
It really does. I mean, there's how many churches where we live?
I mean, right outside my door there's one. And
It's true.
And then there's probably at least 6 or 7 more in this town, and that's just in the town.
In the town,
and if you count the outlying churches, there's probably another 5 or 7, maybe 25. I don't know.
Right.
There's a lot.
There's a lot, and we only have one stoplight.
We used to live in a neighboring town that was even smaller than this by 5 times, and there's only like 5,000 people in this town. There was like 1,000 people in this other town, and there was literally 1, 2, 3. There's 4 churches in that town.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we live in Bible country.
We really do.
So,
and
we're not big on the Bible.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Did you grow up going to church?
I grew up with parents who wanted me to make my own choices. So what that meant was my dad was religious as a child, but grew out of it and became what I would call a philosophizing atheist.
See, I would just call that an agnostic, because he has specifically said that I'm atheist, but I don't want to think I know it all. So I'm agnostic because I acknowledge that there could be stuff I don't know, but I don't believe in it and I haven't seen it. So I'm atheist. So I would just call him mostly a spiritual agnostic.
Really smart, studied all kinds of philosophy, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
My mom, on the other hand, she is somewhat religious now. I wouldn't call her a fanatic.
She recently started going to church and saying she'll pray for us. And
Right.
that's been a really
Hard thing to swallow.
Yeah, that's been really weird, honestly.
But when I was growing up, she wanted us to be exposed to church, but didn't push it or anything. So I ended up going to a Quaker church for a while, actually.
Did you like that? That sounds so cool to me.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
It's my understanding that Quaker churches are more like community driven than self.
I gotta say, I wasn't there long enough to really get a full grasp of it, but I do know that they do a lot of community service, and of the religions that were out there, that was the one I could stomach the most, just because of what they represented outside of their church.
Got it.
Now, doesn't mean I agreed with anything they taught, but still, their social activism was very
appealing.
It was very much a part of who they were. So
right.
That was neat. And here's one more tidbit about myself. I was in Scouts as a kid, and you had to have a religious affiliation to be in Scouts.
That just blows my mind, honestly. I know that is true, but to think of that in today's time as having been a thing,
right? That's
crazy to me.
So when they asked me what church I went to, I told them I was a Quaker.
Because you didn't have anything else you were like, oh God, I got to pick something real quick.
Right. Yeah. Well, and to fit in out in this area where I grew up, and I grew up in the same town that we're in now, and to fit in out here, it was, being religious was a very, very much a part of life out here. So I did go to church with friends occasionally to try to fit in, and go to church functions occasionally. And I wanted to know what it all meant and why these people were so adamantly, I don't know, in love with this whole thing that is religion, I guess. So
right.
I didn't understand it. And I dated a girl one time and that wanted me to be saved. And I was like, saved from what?
That is so funny, because I was in high school and my friends all asked me if I was saved, and I had never heard the term before, so I thought the same thing. What do you mean saved? Saved from what?
Right.
And like they thought that I was smarting off or being funny.
Right.
And they didn't understand. Like, no, I really, literally, legitimately have never heard that term. I don't know what you're asking me.
Yeah, if you don't grow up in the church, which neither one of us did.
No. I grew up, my parents are really religious now, which is just so weird to me because I grew up with, my mom didn't really care one way or the other. And my dad, was super into science, and like, I can remember him, he subscribed to various, science magazines, one of which was Omni, and they don't make that anymore, but Omni will always have my heart because it's one of the most fond memories I have of my childhood is sitting on my dad's leg on his lap and him paging through it and explaining stuff to me. And, you know, his idea of spirituality was like the Force from Star Wars. Like we're all connected and, you know, there's a goodness in all of us and just, you know, always be a decent person and have morals.
Right. And I found it easy not growing up in church to have my own morals.
Right.
Like that was never an issue for me.
Right.
Did you ever feel any social pressure in your life growing up or for church?
I was a military brat, so there wasn't a specific religion. Like I didn't grow up in a small town. I grew up on a small base. But because people would come and go, there was no one specific religion that stuck.
Sure.
So I know one of my friends her mom was Greek and she had some kind of Bible, and I don't even remember if it was like the traditional Christian Bible or a different one. But anytime I spent the night at our house, we had to read from it. And she was appalled that I had never read the Bible. So when she was like talking about chapters and verses, like I didn't know how any of it worked. So I just kept reading, hoping she would stop me at the appropriate place. And she didn't. And so she was like, haven't you ever read the Bible? And I was like, oh, no.
Well, that's kind of funny because like when I was in Scouts, they would always do the Lord's Prayer before meals and stuff.
Oh, gosh.
And I had no idea what that was. So like at first when I was in Scouts, like you're a kid, you're trying to get along, you're trying to like
so you're like
fit in. And I'm like, yeah, I was like
Halloween.
Right, yeah. I mean, I know the Lord's Prayer now. I mean, I don't know if I could recite it right at the moment, but it's
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the power and the glory and the kingdom.
Yeah, that. Forever and ever. Amen.
Right.
That's
God,
so
that's
funny.
sad.
Between
that's really
the two
sad.
of us, we know it, and neither of us... It's not something I ever worked on. Did you ever work on it?
No, it was me being in Scouts, and it was to fit in, fit in. That was it.
Yeah.
And like we sat around and sang songs like "Kumbaya, My Lord" and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't care about any of this. I don't
right.
know. Like it was very stigmatizing. Like it was hard to want to be a part of this group, but then not know this large piece of what this group was in any way whatsoever.
My sister obviously grew up the same way I did, but for some reason, and I have to think it's because her best friend, they went to church every Sunday.
Right.
And so she went with them and she practically lived at their house. And so she was religious from a very, very early age on her own in a family that wasn't.
Right.
And that was very weird. And we kind of would make fun of her. I feel bad for it now. But she's always been Christian. And so I can remember getting into an argument with her because she wanted me to believe in God with her. And I'm like, I don't know how to just it must have been how you felt. I don't know how to just 1, 2, 3 go and decide that I believe. Like there's a light switch,
Right?
And yours is on and mine is not. I don't know how to access that light switch where you just suddenly believe or feel something that isn't there.
Well, being raised the way I was taught to be a very analytic thinker and to rationalize things. And how do you you can't rationalize God.
Yeah.
There is no rationalization for it. And then what made me even more of a staunch, I guess I would call myself an atheist, but there's more to it than that.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. But my point was that, where was I going?
You guess you would consider yourself an atheist?
Yeah, but I was saying something else before that.
Oh, I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, it's all right. I wasn't going to go into detail about that, so...
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. So
that's where
I totally
we're at.
forget what I was going to say now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I do that to you.
You do.
I derail your train.
You do. Hey, how about we get on... Or unless, do you want to
No,
go?
I have one more question.
Okay.
And then we'll take a break.
All right. Sounds good.
My next question, and it doesn't fit into any of the other categories, is why I stuck it here at the beginning. So why are we hiding our identity in this podcast?
Yeah. Well, we've covered some of the reasons. And I think the biggest reason really is that, A, we have a kid that's still going to school.
Yeah.
And B, we live in the Bible Belt. We live in Bible country, and we are surrounded by very in-your-face Christianity.
I mean, I think other parts of the country don't understand. Like, I still drive DoorDash, and so I'll drive around, and there are Trump flags, and there are Stop the Steal flags, and there are,
religious freedom flags and stuff.
Yeah.
Which religious freedom sounds great, but it doesn't mean what everybody wants it to mean.
Right, right. So when you see those things, you don't feel safe to, speak who you are, to speak your truth.
Yeah.
So we will remain husband and wife, so to speak.
And more than that, we have some direct family that would be very offended by
that's true
this
too.
as well. So
that's true too.
And
there are others who would use the information against us and could cause trouble.
Right. It's more about keeping our jobs, keeping our family safe, and
not getting our house egged or our cars keyed.
Yeah, so we shall be husband and wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Sure.
Was that the only question you had before we move on to the next section?
Yeah, let's take a break because I have to pee. And
oversharing much?
Whatever.
Okay.
That's what we do, right?
I mean, yeah. So.
All right.
We'll see you guys in a minute.
Bye. Okay, we're back.
All right.
That was a long break.
For us, and for them it wasn't.
No, I know, but our alarm went off, and
we had some
coffee and fed the cat.
That's the wonderful thing about podcasting. You can hit pause on that as long as you want to, and then come on back to it.
Yeah. I just think it's funny.
What are we doing now? You said you're surprising me with a bunch of crap, so.
A bunch of crap? Oh my God. This is what I have to deal with. So we touched on this briefly, but I wanted to ask you to further speak on whether you consider yourself an atheist or an agnostic and what you feel the difference is between the two.
So I've gone through many different forms of what I am in my life, I would say, and it's been progressively towards atheism. Okay. I went from a person, as I kind of discussed in the first section, someone who wanted to understand and be part of a religious group because it seemed so prevalent in my community.
Right.
When I, got out of high school and got into college, I discovered more about myself and I started thinking of myself in the terms of agnostic. And I didn't do a lot of research into it, but it felt better to say, I don't know.
And is that how you would define agnosticism?
More or less. Yeah, I would define agnosticism as, I'm leaving open the possibility of anything.
Got it. Okay.
So I would say at this point in my life, I am more atheist than I am agnostic. I'm not agnostic. I'm definitely atheist. I do not believe that the God that is said in the Bible exists.
Sure.
Okay. I do not believe that the God said in any written form exist.
Do you believe in a higher power?
I don't think I do. I mean, my catchphrase is from Kurt Vonnegut, and it's "so it goes." And I think, when I die, I'm gonna be turned into dirt, and that's pretty much it. And so it goes.
And so it goes.
I mean,
right.
that's pretty much how I feel about the matter. Now, the wonderful thing about atheism and religion and theism is that we can sit here and argue all day, and essentially they are all beliefs.
Right.
Like, I believe there is no God. I believe there is a God if I was theist.
Right.
And if I'm agnostic, I believe that I want to sit the fence.
Wow.
So,
that's a harsh kind of perspective.
Well, I mean...
Well, okay, the reason that I say that that's a harsh perspective is that I kind of consider myself agnostic, but I have like a kind of painful reason why.
Yeah.
For one thing, I grew up with science parents or whatever.
Yeah.
And then my parents went the opposite route and became like hardcore Southern Baptist, like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I know. Believe me.
So there's that. Yeah. You've seen some of it too. Yeah.
Yes.
And so there's that. And then I joined an atheist group, and I refer to them as the angry atheists.
Yeah.
Because
and I'm aware of that.
Because they were just as hateful as the Baptists, and they were just as arrogant as the Baptists. And I know for a fact that this is what's what, and you're an asshole and an idiot if you don't think like I do. And like, there was such a sense of shame, and I don't like either of those perspectives. And granted, those are both extremes, which is why I do choose to sit in the middle, but not from a lack of wanting to choose a side so much as that I want to feel safe and free to ask questions and to wonder. And
sure.
So I mean, if I was going to call myself atheist, because I don't really believe in a higher power, and particularly not a God of the Christian Bible, or
yeah, fuck that guy, he's a dick.
He is a dick. But just a guy watching over us in general, whatever religion that might be, Judaism or
right.
or Muslim faith, or and just whatever those faiths are. I don't believe in a higher power that watches over us.
Right.
I just don't.
Right.
But I wouldn't call myself an atheist because of my experience with the atheist. If I did fit that category, I would call myself a spiritual atheist, because I mean, there are things I don't understand. There are, things that I don't know. And I just like to leave room for the possibility that something might be there that I don't know about. And I do think that we are all connected in kind of a new agey, hooky, Wiccan kind of way. And, one with the trees kind of thing. And this earth is our only earth. And our biome is dependent on each little piece of us. And, we are all stardust, and, energy doesn't die, and all of that. And so that is why I feel more comfortable in the category agnostic. But I can understand, because I do lean more toward atheism.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, my experience with them just left a nasty taste in my mouth with that word.
Well, I mean, I think, I empathize with that to a degree, because since we've started the Twitter account for our podcast, we've been following and, living in circles of atheists and anti-theists and all kinds of stuff like that. And like, I'm learning all kinds of new terminology that I never knew before we started all this, because honestly, what we were when we started this was husband and wife team who had never read the Bible all the way through and felt compelled to, because we have too many people quoting crap at us, and we wanted to know what was in the Bible, essentially.
Right.
Right. That's what we started as. Now, like I said, I consider myself an atheist, more or less, to the full extent of that word.
Right.
But at the same time, the nice thing about atheism is that atheism is it's set up as you essentially don't believe in God. That is the definition of atheism. So it leaves a lot of room for a lot of different people, and a lot of different people are out there who are very angry at religion, which I understand also. I understand being angry at religion. I grew up around it, but I don't think it gets me personally anywhere to be angry at religion.
Right.
I'm fine with poking fun at religion, and I can get angry if somebody's coming in my face about religion.
Right.
But those are the extent of where my line is drawn. Is if somebody's coming at me with religion, I don't mind getting angry back. But if somebody is, I'm fine making fun of religion, because I think religion is just, it's hilarious. Like to sit here and tell me that you believe in a God that murdered all these people, that's condones rape, that condones, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I agree with you completely.
So I'm going to laugh at it. I'm going to make fun of it. And I'm going to call their God a dick, because he is a dick. I'm reading it. He's a fucking dick.
I feel like maybe we're like, not, I don't want to say arguing because we're not arguing, but I feel like if we were arguing, it would be arguing semantics. And, you know, based on what you were telling me, like, what the fuck is the difference between atheism versus anti-theism? Like,
so anti-theism, from what I understand, and again, this is one of those new terms that I had not heard before getting into the Twitter world in the atheist circles, is basically someone who is angry at religion, or angry at God.
So they're the angry atheists then?
Maybe. They might not even be atheists. They are literally angry at God.
Okay. So
and some of them probably are atheists also. They're atheists who are also angry at this God that they don't believe in. Okay. But you know, there's two camps of that as well, I think. And I'm really just talking out my ass, because I don't really know all the terminology all that well just yet. I am endeavoring to figure it out, because I'm in those circles and I'm having discussions with these people. But I haven't quite figured everything out yet. I'm
kind of afraid of stepping into that circle and having those discussions, because I feel like I would be forced to defend my perspective. And like, I love having a discussion amongst friends. I do not like being questioned and having to defend my stance. Like somebody on Castbox commented on a comment that I made that it wasn't even religious, but they were asking me, why do you think that? And, you know, my comment was, whoa, this sounds cool. I don't want to explain to you why I think what I think. Like, it felt so attackish, and I'm really afraid of that. Not afraid because I doubt who I am or what I think, but because it's just a confrontation. I think I've had so much confrontation in my life that I just don't need that.
Well, there's been some of the conversations that I've been party to are that a lot of the people that are atheists come from a religious background. And the reason that they come from a religious background is because a lot of them were very devout Christians, and they did a lot of studying about the Bible. And so they're very intellectual, because they were breaking it down. They were understanding, wait, this is contradictory. This is wrong. Why this can't be right. And I'm being told these things. So they have a very analytical brain that leads them to this discovery that they are an atheist.
So they feel kind of betrayed?
Well, and more so, they feel very compelled to defend their new idea. You know, They feel very compelled to live in the world where this new idea is correct. And I'm not saying that I believe that it is. I'm on their side, you know, but it's got to be me and you don't have the experience of coming from a religious background into atheism. We kind of grew up with atheism. So it's a different experience. I think the point of it that I'm trying to make is that everybody comes from a different background and a different experience. Some people might have even been abused in the church systems. I can understand anger. I can understand all this stuff. I think we all just have to kind of agree to live and get along and maybe not harm each other. You know, and that's really the easiest way to put it, is that we all have differing ideas, and that's what this whole thing is about, is differing ideas, and, you know, not just being okay with the mantra that the Christian right gives us every day. So. Right.
So, what do you think happens when we die? You already said this, but
I mean, I also want to be
conversely-
shot out of a cannon.
Oh my
like,
gosh,
my ashes
shut
just,
up.
like, stuff me in a cannon and shoot me out over the ocean. That'd
You're
be awesome.
an idiot. Stop.
What? It'd be really
Stop.
cool. Fireworks. You guys should all get really drunk
Oh my God.
and have a party.
You better not die before me because I do not want any part of that. Well, along with the question, what happens when we die? Where did the universe come from?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, it came from the Big Bang Theory. Like, you know,
But
we have...
the things that banged. Where did those come from?
Well, I mean, obviously we don't know everything. That's why atheism is a belief and not a fact. Okay? Right?
Right.
So all I can go by is the best guesses of science, because science is kind of my default state of mind, and that I trust.
Start here.
I trust science way more than any other idea or that anything else that's out there. Science is where I start with everything, and you know there's. I just read something the other day that said that the normal state of existence is something and not nothing. And it was a science, thesis or whatever. I don't know exactly. I didn't read it in detail, but the idea was that essentially, instead of thinking that we came from nothing, what if just the constant of the universe and life in general is that there's always something. There has always been something. It just is. That is what it is.
And it doesn't have to have come from somewhere.
Right.
I think that the problem of infinity really scares people.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why they have to think of a beginning and an end forever and ever, amen.
The problem of death scares everybody.
Right.
That's why we have to come up with deities that are going to let us live forever in a wonderful plane of existence somewhere in the sky.
Right.
So everything that we create and worry about comes from something we're scared about, generally.
Well,
in my opinion.
That's not true. A lot of things that we create are in order to allow us to take the path of least resistance because we're lazy.
Sure.
So, like, we created ways, instead of having to go to the water, we created ways to bring the water to us.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about scientific advances. I guess I'm talking about specifically religions. Like,
Okay.
religions are created because of our fear of existence or death or, things that we don't understand in this life.
Right.
We create these other things to make them meaningful for us, to make them not as scary, so that we have something to look forward to instead of being scared of death. I think that, like, to consider death and that is the end and that is it,
Right.
is not a fun thing to contemplate unless you have a backup plan. Like, I'm going to live forever because I worship God. Hell yeah. Or, other religions, they've got like the 70 virgins or whatever the hell it is. I'm probably wrong about that one, but man, that sounds pretty damn good,
Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, like, they got all this shit where you're like, yeah, I'm going to go do this thing and I'm good with dying. I'm good with it. Whereas I'm like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy my life now because I think I just turned to fucking dirt, guys. I'm pretty sure that's it.
So how do you reconcile that with the whole YOLO thing? Like how do you say, oh my God, when I'm dead, I'm done. So, why aren't you like, so I better party it up as much as possible and do as many fun, crazy things, like, have all the sex, do all the drugs and party.
Oh, you're asking why isn't every atheist out there a sinful asshole? Is that what you're basically getting at?
Yeah, like where do your sense of morals come from? What stops you from having all the fun and instead being a mature person who lives up to responsibilities?
Because I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy every minute that I'm here. And in order to do that, I have to make a living. I have to, respect the people that I care about. And by caring about other people and by sharing experiences with other people, you have to find a way to fit in those groups and make sure that you are following a code in your head that fits with allowing for everybody in that group, your family, your extended family, to enjoy life as well. So you have to have your own morals. It's not hard to have your own morals, in my opinion. I did a lot of thinking about this because I questioned existence of God when I was younger, and went through this whole process, and to me it's very simple. There's rules that why would I want to kill somebody? That's I just what I feel it's what is right humanitarianly speaking. What is right for society? What is right for the advancement of my kids' lives? What's the right for the advancement of everybody around me? Even I'm a caring individual. I care about my shitty ass religious neighbors. Even I don't want them to suffer.
Right.
Like I want what's best for people, generally speaking.
Right.
So you can be religious and say that you follow codes, and you can still be a serial killer.
Right. As
I
we've
think it's
seen.
actually happened. Actually,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So yeah.
So I think that when people, like when Christians in particular, ask that question, I feel like they're kind of missing the point, because what I get out of that question is, wait, so then the only reason you don't rape and murder is a fear of God? Like that's all that's holding you back?
Right, yeah. Like, oh my God, please don't prove God is not a real, because apparently there's a whole group of people who are going to go out and rape and murder.
Right? And that's what I always wonder, like, if that's the only thing that's stopping you, and you think that that's what's stopping me, like, we have a different problem.
Yeah.
We have a bigger problem, and it's not a belief or a lack of belief in God or heaven or hell or whatever. It's how you treat your fellow man.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I think it has to do with, there are tenets in the Bible that are good things to live by, like do unto others as you would have them do unto you type thing.
Right.
I'm not saying that exactly is the perfect solution, but it's an idea that's out there in society that when you're growing up, when you're younger, these things that you learn about religion, they sound loving, they sound good, they sound wholesome, and that's what's supposed to draw people in, because we are empathetic creatures in general, I think. The problem is that when you get right down to it, Christianity, other religions even, are very hypocritical, and they're not friendly.
Right.
They just aren't. I've lived around it my whole life, and these people are, I shouldn't say these people. There are a lot of people in these groups that are supposed to be these loving, wonderful people who are just the worst people I've ever met in my life. The worst.
I think that because while we might be empathetic creatures and social creatures and all that, we're also lazy and greedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's trying to find a way to live within the bounds of those two extremes, and finding your own peace with like, okay, no, I actually don't want to murder people, and it's not because I'm afraid I'm going to go to hell or jail. Right. It's
because it's the right thing to do, not murder people.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the right thing to do.
If you think about it, like, even scientifically, it's, if you take religion out of it, like, biologically, it makes sense to not murder each other for the species to survive.
Yeah, definitely. Like, biologically, if we all just were out for blood against each other, we wouldn't have survived as a species.
Right.
And we've survived as a species long before this Christian God was ever invented.
Right.
And we will long after.
You think? I don't know. They might blow up the fucking planet.
Well, there's always that
or incite war so that somebody else blows us up.
There's that too. I mean, whatever. We can be as cynical or as optimistic as we want to be, I suppose.
I'm kind of cynical.
I'm kind of both.
Yeah, you really are.
But, it is what it is.
So, my next question is, do you believe in miracles?
No.
No?
Nope.
Wow, just flat no.
Just flat no.
But you do acknowledge that there are coincidental or weird things that happen, right?
Definitely, but I think you know this of me. Anytime something happens, I'm going to try to attribute it to something scientifical. Scientifical? What
Wow.
the fuck is wrong with me?
That's,
Scientific.
That word right there,
Scientifical.
that is proof that you're not to be trusted.
Hey, I caught myself.
I know you did. You really did.
I said it and I was like, wait, I'm a dumbass.
So this kind of gets into...
No. Wait.
No, I wasn't...
Oh, okay.
I wasn't going to bring up your bad apostrophe usage, but now I have to because you shouted at me.
Okay. I'm coming full clean here. Guys, I suck at apostrophe usage. I suck at speaking, apparently.
Yeah, you do.
I suck at apostrophe usage.
You really do.
I really suck. And so up until tonight, actually, I had created a new logo for our podcast, and I had put an apostrophe S at the end of atheists on the logo, and
because you
that
tried
is
to turn
not correct.
You tried to turn a plural into a possessive.
Right. And luckily for me, my wife is very much in the English realm of things, and she loves her words, so she caught my mistake and gave me hell about it the rest of the night, and including still now.
Well,
so,
I wasn't going to go there,
Oh.
actually. That's not where I was going at all. I was trying to get back on track.
But you would have given me hell later tonight still.
But you were like, oh, don't say anything. So I had already decided in my head I wasn't going to say it because even though you are bad at apostrophes and even though you did make our logo have an apostrophe and I was appalled, I tell you, it really isn't fair of me to complain when I don't do any of the images or social media.
Yeah, that's right.
And badly done is better than not done at all.
Damn straight.
Whatever. I'm over here giving you this, and you outed yourself.
I did.
So where I was going was
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I knocked you off trail earlier, so
Yeah.
it's fine. Where I was going was when you say that you will always try to figure out like what's actually happening instead of, jumping instantly to the mystical, magical, miracle thing.
Yes.
It reminds me how one time there was what was it? It was at Halloween time, and one of the local parks or something had
No, it was the there's a place down there that like the Halloween place.
That's what I said.
Oh,
One of the local Halloween theme park place, whatever.
Gotcha.
Had hired like a bunch of people to dress as clowns. Zombie clowns and jump out of airplanes.
Yes.
And but they had failed to inform everybody that they were doing this
With torches.
Yeah.
They were jumping out of planes with torches.
So me and you and your brother were standing out front of the house we used to live in, and I'm like freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, because I see all these things coming down, and I'm like freaking out, what is happening? And
right.
so I'm like running in and trying to call the police or local weather channel or anybody, and you are standing outside just watching it like, cool.
Yeah.
And all I could think was, we're about to die, and instead of spending your last few minutes with me, you're spending your last few minutes like...
I had to know what it was.
Yeah. And like anytime there's like a tornado warning...
I go watch.
Yeah. You send me and the kid down to the cellar, and you're like, I'll be down in a minute.
Yeah.
And you got to see.
I do.
It's so fucking annoying.
My brain needs proof.
I know. You need all the proof of everything always. It's amazing and annoying.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
So, okay, you don't believe in miracles?
No.
I don't know. Things happen, and sometimes...
I believe that there are things that happen that we don't yet understand.
Yeah.
But I think that those things that we don't understand have a scientific explanation.
Sure.
That's what I believe.
I think that the word miracle is just lazy.
I agree.
So
100%.
Yeah, okay. What about angels? Do you believe in angels?
Not even a little bit.
Me neither. But I have to tell you, I fucking love angel figurines and angel art.
I love Castiel on Supernatural.
I love Castiel on Supernatural also. Misha Collins is the shit. Okay, this one's slightly unrelated. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because we have an infinite universe, and in that infinite space, there's got to be aliens.
Right.
There's
I completely agree.
There's infinite possibility. So in that infinite possibility, yes, that does exist. And what is considered an alien, though? Is it a microbe, or is it like, what would we consider an alien? Does it have to be able to talk to us?
Right.
Or is it just have to be living?
Does it have to like get in a spaceship and come see us?
Right.
Like, I think that there is life on other planets, and we may not ever even meet it.
Now, the better question might be, do I believe that aliens have been near or in Earth's orbit?
Yes, that was my next question.
And that, I don't know. Now, I will say that video of the Navy planes that caught the crazy things on video or whatever, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But, again, until I know what it is, I'm still not going to like...
It's still science
I think
some
it's
nature.
neat. And, you know, at the time, Trump was president, so I was like, come save us, aliens, please. But that was a whole different reason why I wanted aliens.
Right. I think the question is the science from our planet or from another planet?
Right.
That's the question.
I mean, it could have just easily have been something the Chinese or the Russians had done.
Right. Well,
So.
I mean, you know that they're about to release all of these reports.
Yeah, I've heard some tidbits about how it's basically a nothing burger, but, you know.
See, I've heard both. And so I'm just reserving judgment.
Yeah, I mean, I always reserve judgment.
What about Area 51?
Area 51's bullshit.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. X-Files seemed to think it was something big.
Area 51's bullshit. If it ever was anything, and I'm not saying that it was or it wasn't, if it ever was, they've long since moved it because there's way too much attention on that place.
Maybe. Or, where's the best place to hide is in plain sight where nobody would expect you to be.
I guess. I mean, there's rumors that, well, okay, we live in Ohio, okay?
We do.
And we live kind of near a major air base. And there's rumors around here that the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base has aliens there, too.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
No, it's a pretty big rumor out here.
Wow. That's amazing.
And I said Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
You did.
I did.
That is so funny. Okay, now I have to explain why that's funny. Okay, so everybody in this area does not call it Wright-Patterson. They call it Wright-Pat. Like,
Right.
there's the Wright-Pat Credit Union, and there's the Wright-Pat Base.
I only said it this way, though, just to clarify. I said it this way. For anybody that lives in this area, I said it that way to clarify which base it is so that people outside of this area would know what I was talking about.
Right, but why?
Otherwise, I would not have referred to it that way.
Why it's funny is that in literature and movies, they always refer to it like locals, characters who are supposed to be local to this area, say Wright-Patterson. And I always laugh because I'm not from here, so that's something I noticed right away when I moved here, is that nobody calls it that.
Right.
Everybody always uses the shorthand Wright-Pat. But like in the book, The Fifth Wave, and then in the movie that came from that book, the local kids all called it Wright-Patterson.
Right.
And it's just, it's...
I'm like, it was cringeworthy listening to it.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait, you guys they lived in Dayton, which is like our main city here. And they were calling it Wright-Patterson. And I'm like, nobody, there's not a soul that lives here that would ever call that Wright-Patterson.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Except for just now when you did it on a podcast.
Yeah, right.
And that's why it's funny.
But in reference, if you're referring it to people that live outside of this state, or this area even, you have to refer to it as its name.
Yeah.
But if you live here and you're talking to somebody that lives here, it's always, 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 always Wright-Pat.
It would be like, you know, if somebody's talking about Alex Bell Road and instead they called it Alexander Graham Bell Road.
Right.
Like, that would be the cringeworthiness of that.
But now we're getting off on a long tangent about nothing related to our podcast or atheism.
That's kind of what we do.
It is.
That's kind of what we do.
I mean, we do. We do.
So, here are some questions that lots of Christians like to ask because they're gotchas.
Okay.
If there is no God, how does your life have any meaning?
My life has meaning in my wife, who I love, and my daughter, who I love, in the activities that I do that I love,
and your cat,
in my family, an extended family that I love,
and your cat that
and
loves
my cat's awesome.
Yeah.
Although I just friended somebody on Twitter, and he doesn't like cats, and
that is suspect to me.
I told him, I was like, look, I friended you, but the only thing that I'm concerned about is your dislike of cats, but your feed was pretty good, so we'll just, we'll call it even.
I'm not sure about it.
I mean, whatever.
I'm
We'll
not
see.
sure. We'll see how that goes. When people ask me, how do you find meaning without a belief in God? I always want to respond, you're absolutely right. I'm going to go jump off a cliff right now. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck kind of question is that?
No, your meaning is, I mean, we want to go to Italy. We want to travel the world. We have plans.
I love reading
We have
books.
lots of things we want to do.
I love writing.
You want to read all the books before you die, right?
Yeah. Actually, okay, another tangent. Actually, I have stayed up at night in a wild panic, knowing that I will die before I've read even a hint of all of the books that I want to read in my lifetime.
Her fear is real about that one.
Yeah, it's horrendous, and it's not just all the books that currently exist, it's all the ones that it's not fair. They'll come after I'm dead, and there will be new classics that I will have not even been introduced to.
Speaking of which, when is Patrick Rothfuss releasing that final book? Because if he waits till after I die, I'm going to be really, really pissed.
Yeah, he needs to put out that next book.
That was a great series.
Yeah. The Name of the Wind.
The Name of the Wind. Yeah, you guys should look that series up. If you like sci-fi, or not sci-fi.
Fantasy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's a good fantasy series.
Yeah. Okay, that was pretty much all I had, so...
Is there another section, or is that it?
No, that was it. We just dove right into it.
Oh, so we're just... that's it then,
That's it. Well, okay, I'll ask you one more question.
Okay, all right.
Okay, what is the point of religion?
The point of religion, in my opinion, I think that originally in the beginning times of civilization, that it was created as a way to have a system of laws and rules that people would abide by in order to control them, because you need a system of government of some type or some rules and laws for people to follow in order to have a civil society that you can adhere to rules that you apply across the board. So like we have our laws in this country, right? And that's essentially what I would consider the Bible of 2,000 years ago.
Right.
It's a reason to keep people doing the things that you want them to do.
Whether for good or for bad.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean that to me is essentially what what religion is. It's a way to keep people from straying outside the lines and to encourage people to live a decent life, I guess. You know, like it's kind of the same idea as all the self-help books out there, like, you know, put a smile on your face and make this a happy day, or you know, whatever. I don't know. Like, you got all these inspiration shit things out there, and they don't do much for me, because I'm like, I see right through you. Fuck you. It's an early morning, and I want to go back to bed. So fuck off. But
I always thought of religion as a way to explain the unexplainable, like, you know, why thunder? Yikes!
Sure, yeah. Especially, I mean, older religions, obviously.
Right.
They didn't know what the stars were even, or, you know, like there were so many things unanswered for them that because they didn't have the answers, somebody could create them and then use them as a form of laws. So,
right.
You know,
So I guess both.
Yeah. No, it leaves a lot of room for mysticism where there's not an explanation for things. And in that mysticism, you can use that unknown world to create things that people should abide by, because you can create up whatever story you wanted to in order to hold people to account.
Right, right. Like when God in the Bible says to cook your meat before you eat it.
Yeah.
And we know now that was a really smart thing to do.
I mean, you know, like a lot of the things in the Bible probably, and other religions probably started with the best of intentions on trying to help humanity.
I mean, I've had salmonella, so yeah, it's not good, guys.
I hate to cut this short, but if we go much longer, our alarm's going to go off.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, we got to go.
All right, yeah, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Thanks for joining us on this bonus episode, and
happy 50.
You guys, yeah, happy 50th episode. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us, guys.
Yeah. Bye.
Hey, wife.
Yes, husband.
Did you know that we are now on Patreon?
Yes, because you told me, but also, no, tell me more.
So we're on Patreon now.
Are we?
We are. And our supporters can go there and support us. And we have multiple levels all the way up to You Killed God.
That sounds really drastic and escalated quickly-ish.
Well, no, there's multiple levels before there. So it escalates on a sliding scale of, cheap to not cheap. Oh. But, we can definitely use any amount. So, like, any support is always appreciated.
So what exactly is Patreon?
It's a place where you can show your support for our podcast. And
just our podcast?
Any podcast or any performer. But, we're the ones that, you're listening to right now. So maybe you should, support us. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. But we love you anyway.
So all you got to do is go to Patreon, look up Sacrilegious Discourse. It's actually patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse is our actual main page there. So head on over and send us some love.
Yeah. Husband, it's the end.
It is indeed, wife.
Tell the people where they can contact us.
Well, they can get a hold of us via our email, which is sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. We have Twitter at sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh, why do you know? Why do you keep doing that? Ugh. All right, we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a Pinterest page. But if you really want to get our attention, Twitter's where it's at.
Twitter is where you're at.
Yeah.
And they should also review, like, and subscribe, yeah?
Definitely. Apple Podcasts reviews help us out tremendously. And we also can use your support on Patreon, which is a great place to support us as well. That would be at patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse.
Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.